Hey, good afternoon. Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You know, for that show, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Is show number 283 is on air with Russell of Hotels. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday to everybody. Today is Tuesday, January 14th. This is the monologue of the show, right? So we'll get into the show. Once you hear that the intro, then you know we're about to get into the meat of the show. But I just want to welcome everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. We are live on YouTube and LinkedIn on this fine Tuesday morning. You guys know I'm in Los Angeles. In fact, it says live from LA. So, but yeah, a lot going on in LA. Just a lot going on. I mean, for me personally, some things are going on, and but we'll get into that stuff a little later, in a couple of minutes. But yeah, so this is the intro section. I mean, this is the monologue. So it kind of gets me kind of organized, make sure that I am live on these platforms, LinkedIn and YouTube, and you can in fact hear me. In fact, last week I think I had some issue with some audio issues with my intro. So hopefully it does work today. I can't test it now, you know what I mean? But anyway, let me turn on make sure the comments are on. That way you can chime in, make your little comments. Well, not little comments. I'm sorry, that didn't sound right. Make your little comments. No, make your comments, and I can put them on the screen in real time. All that kind of stuff. So, hey, this is the second. Is this the second week? I guess the second show. Yeah, second show of the year, and I'm making a vow to always have at least a jacket on, like a nice shirt and a jacket on, so I can look a little more professional. A couple people had mentioned this to me, kind of over somebody took me to lunch and told me, I guess if they trying to lessen the blow, yeah, take me to lunch, okay, and then that'll be good. So someone, I mean, we talk about other stuff too, but a family friend of mine, said, "Hey, you know what? You're busy on whatever day. Let's go to lunch. I have something to talk to you about." And I was like, "Okay, that's cool." And one of the things we talked about was, I checked I caught your show, and I watch it every now and then. But I noticed that you don't wear a jacket, and you should. And she actually said I should wear a jacket and tie. And I said, no, I'm not doing a tie. Okay, so, but I will do the jacket. Okay, so I did. I listened probably 90% of what she said, and I said, okay, we'll do that. And I've heard that before, and I kind of got away from it because I'm like, you know what? I'm trying to be comfortable here. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do. But I said, for an hour, because I'm not gonna do it on the daily check-in. Okay, so you'll only see me wear this on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. So that's Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So that's what that's where I will be wearing a nice shirt and a jacket and no tie. We're not doing that, okay? So there you go. But anyway, like I said, I'm just trying to ramble to get stuff going. But no, everything. Let's see. Yeah, so today I have a topic. I'm gonna have a brief topic, and it may be, I don't know if it's not a controversial topic, but it's something that people need to, I guess, to think about when situations like what's going on in LA are happening. So I'm just giving you a little teaser, but I'm gonna go more into it in a couple of minutes. But anyway, I think that's it. So yeah, I think that's it. I think I'll get into what's going on with me personally in a couple of minutes. But let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. So okay, so I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna hit a couple buttons. Then that way I can welcome in the podcast audience as well, because at the same time I'm doing this show that you can see me, they'll be able to listen to me, right? But not at the same time, not the same time you're seeing me. I mean, it's a recorded version, just in case you did not know that. But anyway, I'm gonna put you on hold. I'm gonna hit a button. You're gonna hit an intro, and then we're gonna get this party started. Okay? So let me just make sure I hit a couple buttons, and there we go.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Hey. Thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, and this is show number 283. Man, you know what? When I saw that, I just finished 282, of course, last Tuesday. But it's just progressing, and it's almost at show number 300. Sometimes I just can't believe it, right? I just can't believe that I've done it this long, that longevity, right, that everyone talks about, But it's all about consistency, right? It's all about consistency. It's all about trying to put out a product that you think that people want to hear about, or, they want to see. I don't know if they want to see me or not, but anyway. But, when I started this journey, 5 years ago, going on 6 years, I think it was 2019, right? So 2019, this is 6 years. In fact, I think today, I think at the end of the month, I want to say the 27th, will be 6 years that I've been doing it. Will be exactly 6 years because that's when I started, on the 27th of January, 2019. And, you always start and you always have your biggest fan base, right? My biggest fan base came from two people initially, okay? But it started with these two people. So it started with my dad and my mom. Now, my dad passed away. Actually, he passed away the same year that I started. So it started in January 2019. He passed away in October 2019. So fast forward to, where we are today, but I do have some sad news. My other supporter, my biggest supporter, my mom, actually passed away last Wednesday. So if you guys pray, I would appreciate myself and my family would appreciate your thoughts and prayers and things like that. And I just want to thank all the people that have reached out to me with their condolences and prayers. I do appreciate that. People from, all over the United States have been, reaching out to me and saying, and kind of, we're praying for you, pull through and that kind of stuff. And yeah, that makes a big difference, when you have the support of people. Most people I do know, some of the people I don't know. I may know because of, collaborations or working with them or whatever it is, via, virtual and things like that. But I do appreciate everybody reaching out and just, saying, hey, we're sorry about your loss. So I do appreciate that. So that kind of leads to where I'm going today. I was in Blythe last week for 4 days, and, it's got to be something really going on if I'm in Blythe for 4 consecutive days, right? So I was actually there, and when you're dealing with, what we're dealing with, my brother and sister, and shout out to Stacy and Marsha, my brother and sister, for, making things, well, I guess we make things easy for each other, and it's good that we all, like and love each other, Some people don't, some families don't, so I do appreciate that, right? And I don't take that. In fact, hold on one second, can I, give them a round of applause because, we all, deal with things in our own way. We all deal with grief in our own way. But one thing that we have in common, that we laugh a lot, right? So especially when you're reminiscing about, different things, family related things, my mom and stuff like that. So, there was, believe me, there was plenty to talk about and plenty to laugh about because over the years have been, it's been funny. Okay. So no, but I know we appreciate our mom and what she did for us and our dad as well. But this is her time. This is her moment. Okay. So, but yeah, we appreciate everything that she's done. And one of the things she was my number one supporter, but on some days she can be my number one critic. Okay, so is that what you want? I don't know, but that's what I got, right? So it didn't matter what I wanted. That's what I got. So after a lot of the shows that I did initially, she's like, "What are you talking about? What is that?" And you need to do this, you need to do that, and she would tell me certain things I need to do. But she would, when it was a good show, when she thought it was a good show, it was good information. She would definitely let me know that as well. So yeah, so I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, it was some rough stuff for a minute. Like, do you have to say that? Like, I'll say something like, and I can say this stuff now because I know she's not gonna be listening, right? Or at least she may be listening, but she's not gonna be able to respond. She ain't gonna be responding. So, I would say make comments like, sometimes people have their heads up their butts and say, do you have to say that? Why would you say people have their heads up their butts? That kind of stuff. I'm like, because sometimes they do. I said, that's cleaner than what I really wanted to say. And she's just like, oh my goodness, just that kind of stuff. So, but anyway, but no, shout out to my mom, Loretta Edmond. We always say gone too soon. Yeah, gone too soon, but, sometimes, but you know what? It's okay. We will get through it. And we have some grieving to do that we're going to continue to do. But I just know she's in a better place than here. So, okay. And no pain, no sickness, none of that stuff. So there you go. So I'm good with that, right? Yeah, we will miss her. We do miss her, but I know that definitely she's in a better place. So boom, there you go. All right. Enough of that for now. But yeah, any questions at all, you can reach out to me and I'll get to the end of the show and then I'll give you all my contact information. So anyway, so while I was in Blythe, I went to the Hampton. I didn't stay there because of course we have a house there. My mom has a house there. So I didn't stay at the Hampton Inn, but I needed, sometimes you just want to, I want to go check out and see what's going on. And I've stayed here before, but I didn't stay there this time. So I went to just kind of hang out, just like I do here. And I treat all hotels the same, right? So it doesn't matter if it's full service, limited service, select service, luxury. It doesn't matter. I'm going to, if it's in that community, if it's in that city, I'm going to find it and I'm going to showcase it just like I do now. So every show that I do on Air with Russell of Hotels or the Daily Check-In, I'm always showcasing a hotel. And today is going to be the Hampton Inn in Blythe, California. Now, for people that don't know, I'm born and raised in Blythe. Okay, it's a small community, small farming community it's on the California-Arizona border. So if you're on the 10 freeway, let's just take Los Angeles, for instance. You're going east and you're going to Phoenix, Arizona. On I-10 east, you will pass Blythe. Okay, there's no way you can get around. Well, I guess there's a way you can get around it. But if you're going to Phoenix from L.A., you would go right through Blythe. And Blythe is like 3 exits, I think. Yeah. Lufkin, Neighbors. Well, I guess it was Neighbors, Lufkin, 7th, and Intake, or Highway 95. So I guess that is 4 exits, okay? But it really only 3 exits. What is going on here? Something's going on. Something's going on. What is going on here? I have frozen. I'm not sure what's going on, but I definitely have frozen. My picture has frozen, but I'm going to keep going because I'm doing a podcast at the same time, right? So maybe this thing will pick up. Let me see if I can switch cameras. Okay, I switched the camera. Let me see if I can go back to the other camera. It's still frozen for whatever reason, but let me see. Now, sometimes you got to adjust stuff. This camera is not that good, as you can tell. I don't like this camera. But let me see if I can get this thing to correct itself. See, sometimes you just gotta, let's see. I think maybe, hold on one second. Just hold on. Be patient with me. Be patient with me. And if it doesn't do what I needed to do, we'll move on. We'll move on. But you always got to give it a shot. I always got to give it a shot and see if I can adjust it. But I'm not sure if I can or not. But let's see if I switch here, will it do anything? No. I don't know what's going on with this freaking thing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this freaking thing. I'm just gonna put this back. See, as you can tell, I do. You have several cameras. One happens to be my phone, right? And this is the first. I think this is the first time this has ever happened like this. So as you can see, the quality is different from the phone, the camera on the other camera. I just say the other camera. Okay, so it's a little different, and I don't know why it's doing that, but yeah, it's definitely doing something. It's being funky. It's acting up. It deserves an Oscar because it's acting up. But anyway, hey, let's move on anyway. And that's the thing. Okay, so what happens when you do that? Sometimes you lose the actual photos that I wanted to display. That can be an issue. So if I'm going, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but if I switch, when I switch scenes, which I always do, I have to change the camera because of what's going on here. So it's going to go to it's going to go to another photo, which that's not what I wanted to do. But anyway, I'm going to have to just stay on one thing, and we're going to get through it though. We're going to get through it. So, and let me change the camera on this one. See, that is crazy. It's going crazy. So anyway, so the photos in back are not the same photos that of Blythe of the Hampton Inn. For whatever reason, it is acting up. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on anyway. So what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. But anyway, so the Hampton Inn in Blythe is right off of the freeway. So it's right off of the 10 freeway. So if you're going east, it's on the right-hand side. It's called the boulevard that you'll get off on, or the street is called Intake, Intake Boulevard, or it's Highway 95. So if you got off on Highway 95 and you wanted to go to Vegas from there, you could. You go Needles, Vegas, Lake Havasu, Kingman, Arizona. You can go to all those places going that way. In fact, because we're so remote, a lot of the places that we played sports against, like Lake Havasu, Kingman, we would have to do 90. You take Highway 95, and it's a highway. It's not a freeway. It's a highway. So Blythe is literally from Lake Havasu. I'm gonna say it's about an hour and a half. I think about an hour and a half drive. I think from to there, and then you can get to Vegas there, and I think Vegas is about at least 3 hours from there. I would say. So. But anyway, yeah, so that's what Blythe is, right? So the Hampton Inn, I'll give you a little specifics about the hotel in a minute. But remember the blog, okay, so anything that I talk about on the show will be on the blog. It will be on the blog. So just go russellofhotels.com and you will see, just hit the drop down for the blog, hit the blog, bing, and all the information that I talk about, like the topics that I talk about on this show will be there. And even past topics, like say you missed last week. And what was last week? I talked about, are your goals realistic? That was last week's topic, I believe. So yeah, so all those topics are still there. They're not going anywhere. So if you're interested in going and checking it out, especially the one for my hotel people, like my hotel, my DMO people, sales people, they say, you know what is this? Are your goals realistic? I want to, let me dive into that and see what the heck is he talking about. So sometimes our goals aren't realistic, but I'm not going into that because I did that last week. But please feel free to go to the blog and check it out. And everything I talked about is there. Okay, so I don't, things don't just disappear. If they disappeared, it had nothing to do with me. So just go and check it out and tell me what you think. I mean, I'm always interested to know what people think. And sometimes people don't want to, they think the same way, they feel the same way. Like, you know what? They always give me these goals that are unrealistic, but they just basically, you do it or you don't. If you don't do it, then guess what? Then you probably won't be there long. So, I mean, but sometimes you got to question things. I'm not saying that I'm not going to try to achieve these goals, but you have to ask and question, well, where these numbers come from? Because I want to learn, okay? I want to someday be in your desk or sit in your desk or walk in your shoes. So tell me, how did you come up with these goals? Because I want to understand. And if they can't answer those questions, or if they get upset or whatever, that ain't the place for you to work. I'll be honest. That's not the place for you to work, because they're not looking out for your success. They're just looking for hopefully the success of the hotel. But they can care less. If they can't explain how they got to those goals, how they got to those numbers, they're not really interested in your success. Okay. So, because as easy as they gave you the goals and you don't make them, it'll be easy for them to show you the door. Boom. No, you didn't say that, Russell. Oh my God, you did not say that. Yeah, I did. So anyway, today's topic, and remember that the comments are open, so feel free to make your comments. Now, this is a hodgepodge of hotels that I'm showing, okay? So I don't know what half this stuff is, because, like I said, we have some technical issues going on here, and let me see if this thing is still, if it's kind of, oh, you know what I could do? Let's see. Let me see what's going on. Let me try this again. No. I'm going to do this. Hold on one second. I'm going to try something. I don't know why I didn't try this at first, but let's see if it's going to do something. And real quick, before I go into this, to my topic, I just want to try one more thing. I'm doing some troubleshooting, because one of my cameras, it's MIA. I don't know where it is. I mean, it's in my hand, but it's still MIA. So we're going to see if I can get it to work. We're going to see if I can get it to work. If not, we're going to move on. And I don't mean to be singing. Okay. I don't mean to be doing all that. But as you can see, I have to do something, because I want to see if I can get this thing to work. I want to see if I can get this to work. Let's see. Okay, so let me just try one more thing. No, it's still not. I don't understand why it's doing it. I reset the camera and everything. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, it's about to be on like Donkey Kong. Hold on one second. I'm gonna back up, and let's see. We're gonna do this. We're gonna click over. Boom. Okay, I see you. Now, I don't know if it's going to do that again, or how long it's going to be like this, but let's see. Can I back up one more? No, let's see. No, we don't want that. We don't want that, camera. Yep, there we go. Okay, so once again, this is the Hampton Inn. This is right outside Hampton Inn in Blythe, California. Although, yeah, I'm live in LA. So this is like their kind of lobby / breakfast area, because you get free breakfast here too, right? So within the rate, you get the free breakfast. That's the thing with these select service hotels. You get that free breakfast. It's included in the rate. So if I pay $90 for the room rate, it's gonna be, the breakfast is gonna be included in there. And it's like it's kind of a elevated continental, I guess. But you can make your own pancakes. You will have oatmeal. You make your own toast. They'll have fruit. They'll have yogurt. They'll have all those kind of things. But there's not, and sometimes they even have like meat, like breakfast sausage and things like that, bacon. They do have those things as well. So yeah, but it's not like some places have a cook to order breakfast where you can get omelets and all. No, it ain't that. Okay, but it's definitely something substantial that you would be like, oh my God, this is good. Okay, all right. I like this Hampton Inn thing. And Hampton Inn is by Hilton, right? So Hampton is part of the Hilton family of brands, just in case you did not know. Now you know. I just told you. You didn't know. So okay, let's get back to okay. Let me check. Okay, now I got to switch the camera. Boom, there we go. We're switching cameras now. So this is the I guess this is breakfast area too. So you can see right above my head. Where's my finger? See right up here? That opens. Okay, so that opens right there, and that's where the breakfast is. So I was peeking in there, and they were cleaning up because this was like 10:30, 11 o'clock. So breakfast is over at that time. So, they're back there cleaning up and all that stuff. But that's where you go for the breakfast. And most of these Hampton Inns are kind of set up the same way, where they have that retractable door, or when it's not, when the breakfast is closed, they have that closed, right? So there you go. So I just wanted to make sure you guys saw that, and thank you, the camera gods, for making it work. So anyway, what is the topic for today? Branding during challenging times. Now, we know that there's been some issues, some fire issues going on in LA. We know I live in LA, okay? So a lot going on, traffic, but a lot of people are staying away from LA, meaning people that would normally come into, say, downtown or whatever. When I came back, and it was on a Saturday night, but normally a Saturday night on the 10 freeway or the 60 freeway coming west into Los Angeles, you're going to hit some pockets of traffic. I flew through LA on Saturday night. It was no traffic at all. There was hardly any people on the freeway. That's the first time in years that I didn't have to slow down. I mean, I went from Blythe, is it 70 miles an hour? I got in LA and I was doing 70 miles an hour. Well, in the desert, I was doing a little more. But that's, I'm just letting you know that if the speed limit was 70 in the desert, that's what I was doing. I was doing a little more than that. And still continue to do that as I got into LA. But anyway, that's something else. That's another story for another time. But yeah, so the fires are keeping people away, keeping people out of LA, which is good because we need room. People need room to navigate. If there's the first responders, the fire department, if they're trying to get through, because I understand there's a lot of firefighters from other countries and other cities, other states that are coming in. And for them to maneuver, you need less people around. So thank you for the people that, the people that are, kind of using their head and like, you know what, we don't need to be on the road, okay? We need to let LA, let it alone for a little bit so they can take care of their business. And I appreciate that. So thank everybody for doing what they're doing. Thank the first responders, the firefighters for doing what they're doing. And I mean, it's a tough job. I know, I see it, and, no rest and things like that. So I appreciate that. So, but anyway, so this is a challenging time, right? So a lot of times people are hotels or DMOs, and DMO stands for Destination Marketing Organizations, like a CVB, Convention and Visitors Bureau. Now, hotel people and tourism people, we're big on acronyms, okay? So when I say DMO and CVB, some people are like, what the heck does that mean? I think I said it to my mom one time. I'm like, yeah, the DMO, and she goes, what is a DMO? I said, Destination Marketing. Well, what is that? So it's the tourism marketing arm of a city or destination. So Los Angeles has one. I think it's called what is it called? LATCB, LA Travel and Tourism Board. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, so let's just call it CVB. That's the old term, but it's called Convention and Visitors Bureau. So anything, of course, they actively want groups and companies to come in and do business in LA to utilize their hotels, utilize their convention center, utilize all the attractions, whatever's going on in LA. Well, there's a group of people that are employed by the CVB to extend that tourism arm, okay, if you will. So when I say hotels and CVBs, that's what I mean. So LA CVB is one, and then there's a plethora of hotels in LA, of course, right? So, and I'm sure they're sitting around like, what do we do during these times as far as, do we continue to brand? Are we selling? What do we do? Because we still need to put out a message Well, okay, people think like that. They think about that, but there's a time and a place to do everything, right? And what should you do, and how should you do it, right? Is it in good taste to do it? Is it important? Well, it depends on how you're doing it. It depends on what message you're sending out. Now, if you're trying to gouge people, that ain't the right message, okay? And let me just say this right now. There have been some hotels that have been gouging people, meaning they're offering rates that are, 30, 40, 50% over the rates. They're trying to take advantage of people. This ain't the time to do that. And I mentioned this last week that it's not the time to do that. So since then, because I don't want to beat a dead horse, since then, some hotels have, I guess, come to their senses. Let's just say that. They come to their senses and they understand you got to play the long game. Don't play the short game, play the long game, okay? Because people have long memories and they will remember that, and you will get dinged because of that, okay? Meaning they won't come to your hotel because they remember. People remember stuff like that, okay? So let's just make sure, and I have, like I said, 7 things that I'm going to go through real quick, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go through it. We're going to go through it. So branding during challenging times, or in this case, we're talking about the LA fires, which are, catastrophic, and it's just devastating. And one thing about this, I know a lot of people that have been affected, and people that have lost their homes, and it's just heartbreaking. It's devastating. I mean, and the stuff you see on TV is worse in person. Okay, I'll just say that. Being here and seeing some of the stuff it's anyway. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. So okay. So branding during challenging times. The most important things are focus on sensitivity, safety, community support. And here are some strategies that we can, kind of do. And this is not just for, of course, I'm only talking about hotels and DMOs, or convention and CVBs, convention and visitors bureaus. But it can be used for any kind of business, right? So there you go. Community-focused messaging. Community-focused messaging. Highlight support efforts for fire victims and first responders. Share resources for evacuees and emergency responders, such as shelters or complementary services. So if you're doing anything at all, make sure you are educating people on where they can get services, where they can stay, those kind of things. And that's not just for of course, the main focus is for the evacuees, but what about the first responders as well? What about the firefighters? They may need things as well. Like In-N-Out, the burger place. Oh man, I love In-N-Out company. I don't eat their food anymore because I don't eat meat, but I do eat their fries. Okay, I do eat their fries. The CEO, basically, any first responders, they get free food. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the stuff that people should be doing, okay? That's when you put out, and that got out, right? I don't know, they intended for that to get out, but it got out, okay? That In-N-Out is giving free food for the first responders, which is a great gesture. So way to go, In-N-Out. Once again, thank you, In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out. I love their CEO. Okay, so what's the other one? So community-focused messaging. Highlight support efforts for fire victims and first responders. Share resources for evacuees and emergency responders, such as shelters or complementary services. Use messaging like, we stand with our community in the time of need. Those are kind of buzzwords when you're trying to get your brand out there, and it's branding. It's not selling. Branding is just basically, making people aware of your brand and what you stand for. Do you stand for the community? Then you talk about the community. If you don't stand for that, then don't even do it. Okay, it'll backfire or whatever. You don't want that, right? But those are the things that we need to take into account before we do anything, right? We need to make sure that we are, reaching the people that we want to reach, but let them know that we do support what's going on. We're offering this, we're offering that, we're donating to this. Those things do matter, and that you need to do that stuff. Support initiatives. Hotels offer discounted or free stays for evacuees, firefighters, or volunteers. Share this on your social media website or social media platforms and website. See, this is a time when hotels need to start using that social media thing that you guys are, hesitant to use. This is how you get the message out. Hey, we're offering, 20% off, 50% off to any evacuees. I mean, all that, those kind of things, we need to do that. But you can't do it if you don't have the proper platforms to do it. Some hotels are probably sitting around like, well, how do we get this message out? We'll just do some flyers. No, you want to reach the masses. And what you want is for people to share that information, right? They get it and they share it and it continues to go. Okay, that's what you're trying to do. That's what you're trying to achieve. Number 3, okay, hold on one second. I forgot one. DMOs, collaborate with city organizations to provide centralized resources, relief hubs, donation centers, etc. Promote these efforts in your marketing channels. Yeah, so if the DMOs are doing these things, I mean, they have a huge website, they have huge reach. Just let people know what's going on. Hey, there's a donation center open. If you have clothes you want to bring or water or whatever these things are, they'll get right to the people, whatever it is. I just dropped off some clothes. I had 3 bags of clothes from my mom, and I dropped them off because Special Needs Network is doing something for the community in Altadena. And they have an office here that's not too far from where I live. So I went and dropped those 3 bags of clothes there, and I know they're going to get to the people that need it, right? And those are things that they said that they needed. They needed clothes because people. We got to remember, people left with nothing. They may have their their ID, maybe passports, some important paperwork. But as far as clothes, some people were they had to get out immediately. So people left just with the clothes on their backs. So things like that we have to be conscious of and be aware of. And if there's donation centers that are nearby your hotel, highlight that. Or if you're a DMO or a CVB and there's something going on in your area, your downtown area, or whatever areas within your city, your destination that are having things like this that's there to help people, you need to let people know that. That's part of the branding thing. But you have to have it. You can't just brand on your own, just say, hey, we're open for business. No. What are you doing? What are you doing for the community? That's what we need to do. That's what we need to show, okay, when you're doing these, whatever. You just need to let people know what's going on. Number 3, social media and content branding. Avoid overt promotion or unrelated celebrations. Yeah, this ain't the time for all that. Instead, use social media to share safety updates, air quality tips. Make sure you wear a mask, whatever the tips are going on. And you can get these tips. Copy the tips from somewhere else and post them on your stuff. It's okay. It is really okay. And fire relief resources. Highlight stories of resilience in the community. For instance, share how hotels or attractions are helping displaced residents. What are you doing to help out the displaced residents? Whatever that is, you need to let people know. People need to know this stuff. Use hashtags like California Strong, hashtag LA Fire Relief, hashtag Together for LA to show solidarity. I mean, there's things that we can do, and believe me, that stuff people that follow. I mean, there's people from around the states that have been calling me like, hey, I've been glued to, either Instagram or Facebook or whatever news feeds that are on social media, because all the news channels have social media platforms as well, right? They use social media as well. So they've been glued to those things. So they've been watching hours and hours of what's going on in LA. So you can put things at hashtags. The hashtags make you discoverable. So if you post things and you put those proper hashtags, people can discover what you're putting out there. That's how that works. Local partnerships. Partner with local businesses or organizations to support relief efforts, like hosting donation drives or fundraisers, like Pasadena Convention Center. They are the centralized place for people that, to get housing, to get food, to get some of the resources that they need. I mean, that's what they did. They just, shut it down, and this is what we're going to do. So from day one, Pasadena CVB, Pasadena Convention Center has been doing that. So way to go, Pasadena Convention Center. So and CVB. So that's a DMO as well, right? So yeah, they're close to close to Altadena. That's part of that Pasadena area. So shout out to them for stepping up. There you go. Number 5, travel and safety communication. Provide accurate updates about affected areas, but also reassure travelers about safe regions in LA. Highlight indoor attractions unaffected by the fires, like the museums, restaurants. Yeah, some people may think that everything is, they're not sure. Maybe they're not from LA. Maybe they're not real familiar with the areas of LA that have been affected. Let them know what areas have been affected, but let them know the areas that have not been affected as well. Number 6, crisis preparedness and branding. Promote how your hotel or destination is equipped to handle emergencies. Like they have an air filtration system or something like that. Evacuation plans, because you need to make sure people are comfortable with going to your establishment. So you want to make sure you let them know they're aware of this is what we have here, to make sure people are comfortable. Because no one wants to go back to a situation where they just came out of. So you want to make sure that you're cognizant of that and delivering the right message. Number 7, empathy-driven marketing. Create messaging that reflects understanding and solidarity with the community. Avoid aggressive sales tactics during this sensitive time. Yeah, this ain't the time to be selling. This is branding. Totally different. And some people think that, well, isn't that the same thing? No, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Branding is almost what you stand for. The things that you're doing, like in the community. Those are things that's not selling. It's just letting people know that, hey, this is what's going on. We support what's going on. But it's getting that message across, and you just happen to have your logo attached to whatever you're doing, or they're going to your website or your social media page. Remember, people do remember that stuff. People have long memories, and they do remember that. They remember the people that didn't help, and they remember people that did. Okay, the organizations. Okay, and if you did a good job or not. It is what it is. Let's see. Where am I? Number 6. Am I on number 6? Provide accurate updates. Okay, I did that one. Number 6, crisis preparedness, branding. Promote how your hotel and destination is equipped. Oh, I said that. And number 7, empathy-driven marketing. I think I said that one as well, but I'll say it again. Create messaging that reflects understanding and solidarity in the community. Avoid aggressive sales tactics during this sensitive time. I said that. Use visuals and tone that resonate with the current mood. Focus on hope, support, and rebuilding. Yes, let's read the room, okay? Let's don't go off on our own. Let's know what's going on. What is the temperature of what's going on? And just make sure your messaging reflects that. By balancing compassion with proactive action, LA hotels and DMOs can strengthen their community presence and reinforce their reputation for caring leadership during challenging times. So let's just make sure that we read the room. We know exactly what's going on. We know how we can help. We know if that's just putting out information that maybe a news source is putting out, or maybe you're seeing things because you're driving the community and you know what's needed. Put those things out there. That's okay to do that. That's not selling. That's just offering information, and it just happens to be coming from you. Okay, so there you go. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm going to give you, of course, I'm giving my information at the end of this. But this is something that, like I said, I'm in LA, right? So I know at least 8 people that have been affected by it. Okay, so this is some serious stuff. And like I said, I dropped off clothes and I'm gonna drop off some more stuff tomorrow. So yeah, because it's not over yet. People need things, and don't think okay, well the fires are out and they're not out, right? That that's okay. People don't need things. They need more things when this is all over, okay? Because we're gonna see exactly what all the damage is, what really needs to be done, and where the people are. So it's going to take some time to get to that point where we actually know we can sit back and assess what's going on, and that way we can act accordingly. So it's not over by a long shot. So please continue to give and donate. If you haven't started, let's do something. Let's step up and help out LA. Who's hiring? Who's hiring? Okay, real quick. I only have one today, and that's the Cambria. And I've been to this hotel when it first opened. Cambria Burbank Airport. They're looking for a director of sales. So there you go. That's the only one I have. Beautiful hotel. It's a select service hotel. I think their rate includes breakfast too. And they have a bar. Maybe it's more of a limited service hotel. So yeah, it's nice, very nice. So Cambria Burbank Airport, they're looking for a director of sales. There you go. Okay, so the Hampton Inn, which is part of the Hilton family of brands in Blythe, California. That's where I'm from, born and raised. And just so you know, that if people are driving by and they see the sign that says, "Welcome to Blythe, California," it says 21,000 people, population. It ain't 21,000 people, okay? It's not, okay? I don't know where that came from. Well, I do know where it came from, but we ain't talking about that today. But it's not 21,000 people that live there. I don't know why I had to say that today, but this would be something my mom would say. She would chastise me. Why did you say that? Why would you have to say that? I'm like, well, it's not 21,000 people. Yeah, but what did that have to do with your thing? Well, because it's in Blythe. I'm talking about Blythe, right? So if people happen to see that, they think it's a big city. It's not a big city. It's a town. It's a big town, but it's not. It's not a city. It's not a big city. And there's no disrespect, no shade on Blythe. I'm born and raised there, so I can say certain things, right? Because I'm born and raised there, and I was just there. So it's not 21,000 people there. But anyway, there's people there, and and we love the people that are there. It's just not 21,000. So, but anyway, 81. So the Hampton Inn in Blythe, California, which is literally Blythe is 4 miles from the Arizona border. So check this out. Okay, let me just say this real quick. I don't even know why there's gas stations in Blythe. Okay, I don't know why, because if you go 4 miles across the river, I got gas before I came back. It was $2.85. Up here it's $4. It's LA. Up here it's $4. In Blythe, it got to be the same. It's got to be around the same. It was $2.85 when I got gas in Ehrenberg, Arizona, which is 4 miles away. So I don't know why. I'm just saying. I'm just saying this is what I do. Now I don't know what everyone else does. This is what I do. So when I go to Blythe and when I'm leaving, I go to get my gas in Arizona because I'm trying to save $1, right? You save over $1. Come on now. That's simple economics. Who wouldn't do that? I'm just saying that's that's the beauty of you're being that close to Arizona. And as a kid, I can say this now. So as a kid, this is what we would do. This is the claim to fame for Blythe. So back in the day, in California, the legal drinking age was 21, right? Or still is 21. Even back in my day, it's been 21 for a long time, right? Well, in Arizona, when I was a teenager, it was 19. And the thing of it is, I guess if you look 19, I don't know, they wouldn't card you. I never got carded. So we would go 4 miles over. In fact, we'd have to pass where this hotel wasn't there then, but we would pass where this was and 2 exits down, and you would get into this little town called Ehrenberg, okay? They had this, it's a Circle K like a 7-Eleven, but it's just called Circle K, and they still have Circle K. We would go in there and buy beer and then bring it back to Blythe, right, which is 4 miles. You just had to go through the inspection station. The inspection station didn't care what you were doing. As long as you didn't have any plants or fruit, they didn't care. You just drive through, right? No big deal. So at 16, I was going over to Ehrenberg to get beer and bring it back because the legal drinking age was 19. So they never carded you. And I guess if you can drive up and put it on the counter, they were serving it to you, right? Or they would sell it to you. So That's kind of that was my claim to fame in Blythe. Oh, well, everybody did it, not just me. But that's what, Blythe was. It was interesting. 21 in California, but 4 miles away, it was 19. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd say that. I don't know why that came up, because I know my mom ain't gonna hear this. But anyway, so okay, so guest rooms, number of guest rooms at the Hampton Inn in Blythe, California, 81 guest rooms, one meeting room, about 650 square feet. Decent size for about 30. I'll say 30 to 45 people. Theater style would be very comfortable. Built in 2015, and so it's relatively new. It's 10 years old. They probably haven't even done their first renovation yet, and I don't think they have. And breakfast is included in the rate. So there you go. And you get your Hilton Honors points. You see the big Hilton Honors sign right there, right? Where is that? Right there. Okay. I always have to figure out where that is. So yeah, so you get your Hilton Honors points. So you're cooking with gas, so you stay there. So okay, what else? Okay, On Air with Russell of Hotels. That's this show here. Comes on every Tuesday at 1:00. Now I got a late start today because I was on the phone doing some things, and then also I had that technical issue as well, telling all secrets. Yeah, someone made a comment. Yeah, I'm telling all the Blythe secrets. Yeah, I am. It's just a couple. That's just a couple. That's just one. I meant telling anything else. But yeah, only one time, one secret per show. Okay, but no, Blythe was one of a kind. I mean, it's a small. And someone told me the other day there's this poll that came out, and it had to do with boring high schools. Like, what's the most boringest high school? I don't know if it's in the United States or in California. But Palo Verde High School, that's the high school I went to, was number 2. I'm like, I don't know what's going on now, but back then when I was in school, boring was not that's not the term I would use at all. It was far from boring. Let's just put it like that. There's so much going on at that school back then. But anyway, yeah, that there's a list that came up, boring schools or whatever. I'm like, no, that wouldn't, no, it never would have got that label back in the day. But anyway, so yeah, so On Air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday at 1:00 PST. Let's see, and this is the meeting room. This is the meeting room, the one I talked about. So about 600 square feet or so. They have, small tables there. They can set it up U-shaped. You can set it up however you want to set it up. They're not like us. Yes, they not like us. That is correct. Let's see, where else am I? So we're almost done here. Consistency. What that means is Russell of Hotels is consistent, right? So yeah, there's some stuff that comes up, and yeah, sometimes I'm a little late doing some stuff every now and then, not consistently, right? Like today I had a phone call. That's what it took, but I still did it. I still came on, and we're still going to do it, right? So always remember that. So I'm consistent, just like you set your watch, consistent. Oh, it's going to be every day is going to be 2:00, right? Okay. Well, every day Russell's going to do something. He's going to post something. He's going to talk about something. He's going to discuss something. So why am I saying that? It's because my job is to showcase hotels, right? Just like I'm showcasing the Hampton Inn in Blythe, California. First of all, did anyone know about the Hampton Inn in Blythe? Did people know that the Hampton Inn is in Blythe? Did people even know Blythe is between like Phoenix and Palm Springs? Do they even know that? Do they know it's off the 10 freeway? So not only am I talking about the Hampton Inn, I'm talking about Blythe. And, there's a river there. Colorado River goes through Blythe. There's fishing. They do boating up the river some, but there's boating. There's a lot of recreational activities that go on in Blythe. Hunting, fishing. I was just talking about this the other day. Hunting and fishing and all those kind of things. A lot of outdoor activities. You got your ATVs and whatever, 4Runners and 3-wheelers, whatever all-terrain vehicles. You can do all that in Blythe. Okay, so I don't know why there's not they should have a CVB there. Maybe I should help them up with that. What do you guys think about that? I don't know. But anyway, so there's a lot going on in Blythe there's more going on in Blythe that people give them credit for. Fishing there's spots in Blythe that you can fish and catch fish like you're just out of control. You're just losing your mind. Yeah, catfish. A lot of people don't know catfish are, they're the vicious fish. They fight and oh my God. People don't know that, right? Well, I grew up fishing in Blythe. I grew up hunting in Blythe. I used to hunt, rabbits. The dove season is in September. It's still there. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's more going on in Blythe that people give it credit for. But you don't know unless someone's told you, right? Or unless you do your research. Well, I'm from there, born and raised. So, of course, that's why I'm here talking about it. But, I was just talking about the Hampton Inn, but because Blythe keeps coming up, I might as well give you some stories and all that kind of stuff as well, right? So, but anyway, Hampton Inn, Blythe, California, right off the freeway, very, very convenient. You don't have to, drive a long way out the freeway and get lost in this small country kind of town. No, it's just right off the freeway. In fact, you can see it off the freeway. So there you go. Any questions at all? Feel free to reach out. You can email me. And why is that so dark? I didn't see. Can I change that real quick? Can I change that so people can see it? Let's do that real quick. There you go. That looks a lot better. So yeah. So I appreciate you guys, sticking with me because I did have some technical issues. I did get them fixed, right? I had to change cameras and then reset a camera and all that, but you guys were good and you guys hung in here with me. So I do appreciate that. So any questions at all, please feel free to email me, russell@russellofhotels.com, or you can go to my website, russellofhotels.com. Every topic that I talk about is on the website. In fact, today's topic is already there. Normally it takes me a day or so to put it up, but no, it's up there. It's there already. So feel free to check that out. You don't have to take your notes. You just have to go to the website and check that stuff out. So yeah, so russellofhotels.com is there. My phone number is there as well. So if you want to reach out and call me, which people do, and I appreciate it, you can do that as well. So however you want to reach out to me, however you want to get in contact with me, I'm accessible. Accessibility is the key, right? So that is it, right? So thank you again for joining this show number 283. We'll be back next Tuesday for show number 284. And I didn't get a chance to tell you guys about, I got a trip coming up. I'm going to Atlantic City in a couple of weeks. So I will talk more about that next week. What's today? Today's the 14th. Yeah, so I'll talk about that next week. So anyway, that's it. And remember, I do a daily check-in too. So it's not just on air with Russell of Hotels. When I was talking about consistency, I do on air with Russell of Hotels every Tuesday. I do the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I have a web series called Hospitality Unplugged, but this last week I was not able to put out any new episodes. I've already put out the first 6, so check out the first 6. I'll work on the next 2 this week, and hopefully I get them out on Saturday and Sunday. But because of all the things I was dealing with in Blythe, I didn't get a chance to do it. But they will be coming, so don't worry. But check out the ones that are out there. Like I said, I have put out the first 6, so feel free to check them out. And always make comments on stuff. I appreciate that as well. Even if you don't like something, it's okay. Everybody's not gonna like everything that you do, and that's okay. And I got big shoulders, so I can take a lot of it. So feel free to make your comments and suggestions or whatever. I may not take them, I probably won't, but it's good to know that someone's watching, right? So anyway, that is it. I'm gonna let Cheryl take us out with what is this called? The exit. So anyway, you guys have a great day, great week. Join me tomorrow for the daily check-in. And as always, peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success. Rather, become a person of great value.